Hey guys, so I've had a lot of interest in the battery boxes I've been building, and the more interest I get, the more I realize I need to do a video to cover a couple measurements I really need to get out there, because some of the bikes, whether it's a GL or a CX, depending on where it was built for, have different measurements, and I have to alter the battery box slightly to make it fit, and I want to make sure you get the right thing. So that's what this video is going to be for. Okay, for these measurements, you need just a couple simple tools. Either a long screwdriver, and whatever you use has to be small enough diameter to fit through the two tabs that come off the frame, because where the bolts go through, and a tape measure. Let me get my light turned on and I'll show you what I'm looking for. Okay, on the bottom of your frame, where the factory H-box mounts, you have the bolt hole here, which has the paddle nut on it, which is a welded nut on the frame. The other side is the same thing. The bolts go in from the outside on both sides, so the tabs I do on the battery box fit on the outside of this. I need the measurement side to side. And on this bike, which is a US version of a CX, it measures right about 5 1/4. It's hard to see, lighting's terrible. I tried to do what I could. And I believe on the Monoshock US GL version, it's about 4 3/4. So give me that measurement, it'd be really great so I can build those tabs proper. The other measurement is where the screwdriver or whatever it is you use is needed. You tab on the left side, slide it through that hole, come to the tab on the right side, and that'll give you a measuring point, because I need the measurement from this center portion up to the tab on the motor where the front of the box mounts, which is where the front of the H-box mounts. So if you measure about halfway into that tab, it's about halfway through. The exhaust I have on here is kind of in the way. To the middle of that screwdriver or whatever rod you use, you can see mine measures about 6 3/4. If I have those two measurements, I will make sure you get the correct battery box for your application. Without that measurement, I'm shooting in the dark and you may not get what you expect. So it's basically outside edge of this tab to outside edge of this tab, and then from center of this point to the middle of the slot on the motor are the measurements I need. On the Monoshock version, where I put the solenoid mount, which is in the middle of the battery box right here, this portion here sits right here, and on the Monoshock sits right in here, or the bottom bracket. And I've heard from people I've sold GLs to, they had to remove that bracket that I put on the back of the battery box so it clears the Monoshock. So I'll need to know if you have a Monoshock. I'll need to know the width here, and then front to back again. And if you're using a Mac 2-to-1 exhaust, it does not clear the battery box that I build, and I won't have anything for you. So if you've seen this video, that's because you're getting me the measurements for that, and I greatly appreciate it and hope it all works out. Thank you.